Hello, welcome to Topper Machine. I'm Josh Topper. So in last week's video, I made a joking comment at the end of the video about how Curtis's 12-hour workday was he's slacking and they don't work long in hours and blah blah blah. It was all joking. I understand, Curtis, you're super busy. So are we. And the only advantage that you have is you've got Karen doing your filming. You guys are doing an excellent job. Keep it up. But I'm doing everything by myself, plus all the work, so I'm not doing all the filming I would like to do, but I'm also not doing the other things I need to do, like cleaning up the mess. Things have been coming in and going out so fast and just so much happening. There's enough time to kind of clean off a machine quick and get the next job in. Not enough time to sweep the floor, to do anything. It's just been hectic. I get done at the end of the day and I crash. So 16 hours, 18 hours, there's been some long days. So we're not going to do any machining today. We'll just do a time lapse of the cleanup. Now, if you're here for the machining, I apologize, but let's go inside and let's check out the mess. Hey, Rocky. So here's the first pile of disaster as we come in the door. Like I said, it's been crazy here. I've just a million things going on and no time to take care of it. I mean, we're not too bad over here at the milling machines and the floor around the big lathe. I try to keep that swept up, but she's been a disaster area. So I'll get the GoPro set up for time lapse. We'll get set up and I'll just start cleaning this pigsty up, and you can kind of get a feel of how the shop is laid out and hopefully understand the disaster. So here's kind of the main area when you come in the shop. Behind that tin wall you see behind the little Monarch lathe is the front door, and I'm just getting the boxes and breaking down all the cardboard. Now, my wife will be really happy because I'm recycling all this. She pushed for that. Now, the dog you see there, that's Rocky. He's a mutt. We don't know for sure. We had him DNA tested, and he had all kinds of stuff in him. He's been a great dog. He's up there in years, and he does not like being left alone. He's really just a big baby, so now he's got a bed in the shop, and he comes to work with me every day. He never used to, but now he wants to be in the shop with me. I think he doesn't like being alone. And my wife had him before I met her. She rescued him, got him from the Humane Society, and he was scared of everyone, absolutely afraid of everyone. And once we moved him up here into the Northwoods, he was a totally different dog. Somebody pulls in the driveway, he goes running to them to greet them. He's just all friendly with everybody. You never would have imagined that was the same dog. So we're really happy for him. He's up here in the woods, just loves it. Now that little curtain door you see me go in and out of, that's a tool room, and I got all kinds of tools in there, all my cutters and stuff, and just miscellaneous, bolt rack, all that. So that's where I keep all that stuff. Now, my bench here inside the front door has just been a collect-all of crap for quite some time. I've been struggling to get it cleaned off and keep it organized, and the problem has been there's things on that bench that I've ordered that I didn't even know I had. So getting this cleaned up has been a big thing, very important. But I've been going months now, working 16 hours plus a day, just very long days. I'm hoping things slow down, but I get done in the shop, I go to the house and sit down on the couch, watch TV, eat dinner, and I'm just beat. And I'm still doing stuff, ordering things and texting customers back and whatnot. It's just, 16 hours in the shop, but 20 hours total working. I get 2 to 3 hours of sleep the last couple months. And I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous working hours like that, but when you're your own boss, you own your own business, you don't get the downtime that everybody else does, and most people don't understand that. Just because it's an 8-hour workday doesn't mean it's an 8-hour workday. I mean, I know the one railroad I work with, he's having a hell of a time finding help. And he's doing the same thing I am right now. He's working 16, 18, 20 hours a day. He put a recliner in his office so he can take a 2-hour nap and then go back to it. And now he's at the end of his busy season. So he's back to, getting sleep at night and going home and stuff. But, it's when you own your own business, you don't have the luxuries that everybody else does. You're trying to grow this business. You're trying to expand. You're trying to meet the demands of your customers, and that's the struggle. Now, here's the second machine I ever bought, is this Cincinnati number 2 horizontal. Absolutely love this thing. The only thing I wish I had differently was I wish it was a number 3 or possibly a number 4. Still a horizontal, but maybe with the vertical head too. I have the vertical head for this one, and I use it quite frequently. I do like that machine. So this whole shop, the whole building is 36 by 54, just the machine shop, and then upstairs above me right now is what used to be my apartment. When I built the shop in 2006, I lived in it. And I went full-time in here May 1st, 2012. I bought the property, closed on the loan September 8th, 2001. September 8th, 2001. Right before 9/11, actually. I still remember all that. But, so I built the shop in 2006 and lived in there while working at other jobs, different customers. And one of the first customer I had when I went full-time was one of the shops I used to work for. They were an OEM for construction equipment, and they were a great customer. I did a lot of stuff for them. I did a lot of work. Paid for a lot of the machines in here, allowed me to grow, allowed me to expand, things like that. And they started playing games. It started getting to be a problem. They were having financial problems. I honestly don't even know if they're still in business. From the crap they were pulling with me and other vendors, I'd be surprised if they're still in business. But I pulled the plug on them and went to work on the one short line railroad that's local to me, doing the railroad stuff. So because this customer was 75% of my business. So when I cut them, I was kind of hurting in the shop here, and so I did the railroad thing while I regrew my business. So I'm working nights. I'm working a 8, 10, 12-hour day at the railroad, and then coming home and working 3, 4, 5, 6 hours in the shop to regrow the business so I could get back to it, back into the business where I want to be. Now, I'm good at the railroad stuff. I know the railroad stuff, locomotives, all that stuff, but I do enjoy the machining. That's really my passion and what I like to do. Now, the boring mill here, that was one of the machines I bought that first year in business, and it's been it's the only machine in my entire shop that has never changed its position on the floor. I've never moved it. I never wanted to. When I bought that, it came in, we picked it up in February, trucked it up here 20 below zero, we rolled it in the shop, and it's all a heated floor in this shop. Within the first couple hours, that thing turned into a block of frost. It was just white. Oh, here's Rocky, and you can see how his face is really getting white. That all happened within the last year, and he doesn't get around as good as he used to. We know his time is coming. It's pretty sad. He's going to be a hard one to lose. But back to the boring mill. It was a solid block of frost for 3 days. Like, you could not get within 6 feet of it for 3 days because you felt how cold it was. The whole shop was, 65, 70 degrees all over The floor was hot, you know, warm, but that machine was sucking the heat out of everything within 6 feet of it. And after 3 days, that frost was gone, and the machine, you could touch it. It was incredible. I just love the heated floor in here. I hope I'm not rambling too much. I hope you guys are getting all this and enjoying the show. You know, I'm kind of at a point here, you know, doing this cleanup, things have slowed down a little bit. I'm not so pushed for time, but I've got a big steel order coming on Tuesday. So I've got to get right back on the job. That's a big proprietary job that I can't show the build of it, but that is part of our contest. So stay tuned until the end, and we'll talk about the contest in detail. And there's my portable welder that I just moved. That that thing is old and ancient and works like a dream. I would be lost without it. The little bit I do every year, portable welding work, that has been the best welder I've ever owned as a portable, and I've owned a few of them over the years, but that one, just being ancient, and just love it. Now here I'm going to show you one of the most awesome features of the Lion lathe that I love. It's this chip pan that slides out for cleaning. Everything about this Lion has been a great investment. It's been a great machine. Just love it. So much easier to clean out than any of my Monarchs were, or, you know, I've run Americans, Lodge and Shipleys, all of them with the rigid pan, and, you know, they can be a pain to clean out, but this Lion is such a nice feature. Absolutely love it. Now we're back here in the weld shop. The main shop was 36 by 54 with the apartment above, 24 by 36 apartment. The weld shop was added in 2014. It's a 30 by 30. It's just an extension off the roof, so it's a 412 pitch off of the main shop. So 6 foot on the short wall on the right there, and 16 foot on the high point. So there's some wasted space up high, but it was the best way I could do it. And it works out well. The gantry crane there, I built that. There's a 4 video series on the build of that. It's good for 7.5 ton, but it's actually got 2 3-ton trolleys and 2 2-ton hoists on it, and it works perfect for the jobs I'm doing with it. Now I just moved my one welder there, my Miller CP300. I have a Miller CP200 also. I get a lot of comments on like the hydraulic cylinder welding that I've done, you know, that you can't MIG weld this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not true. Not with these welders. These are a constant power, constant voltage. They are not your Joe Bob homeowner welders. They are professional industrial machines. In fact, a few years ago I was looking to replace them, and my guy who does my welder servicing told me right out, don't even bother, you'll never replace them. Said just find another old one, or, you know, a couple of them for parts or whatever, but don't ever try to replace them, because you cannot replace them. The new stuff is nowhere near the quality. These are early 80 machines, both of them, the 200 and the 300 I have, and have been absolutely incredible. I've welded on, the biggest job I've ever done was welded some 4-inch plate, and I did it all with that CP300. I also have it set up that I spools of 1/16 inch wire, so I can do some pretty big stuff. Like I said, it's been a great machine. Buddy of mine, he runs all Millers in his shop, all wire feeds, doing boiler work. His portable is a stick welder, but he does all of his pressure vessels with wire feed and never had issues. Now you're probably all wondering about the metal chips, putting them in the barrels here. This has been an ongoing struggle for years, all along. I've never had more problems with trying to get rid of the scrap than these chips, well, any of my scrap for that matter. I've called scrappers, I've begged them, I said, come get it, it's all yours, you can have it, just get it out of here. And I cannot get anybody to return my calls, anybody to show up. Now, where I ran out the door there and back, the cat was screaming at the door. He wanted to go in the house. It's his nap time. He's a big baby. So the scrap barrels, are now coming from a large scrap company out of Eau Claire. They got a truck that comes up. When I get 12 barrels full, they come up, swap out barrels, and then they'll send me a check. All right, I'm beat. I'm done. We'll do a quick walkthrough, and then we'll talk again about the giveaway, and we'll end the video. All right, so when we come in, we got Rocky wagging his tail, because it's much cleaner in here. I got a few things to move around and get rid of yet. And again, there's the sticker board in case anybody's wanting to send any stickers. I got a lot to do yet, but it looks a lot better. All the recycling, that'll make my wife happy. Get the cardboard out there with recycling. The front bench is a lot better. The cart here is better. Everything's just better. Everything's for the most part cleaned up. So, I mean, I still got some cleaning to do on the machines, but getting the big tripping hazards off the floor was a good first step. And I apologize if we're moving a little fast here, but just all around everything's looking cleaner. And we'll get the portable welder out of here after another trip down to Cambria to work on a locomotive. Thanks to a terrible Wisconsin and Southern railroad inspector who is no longer employed there, thankfully. And I just kind of shoved everything in the corner to get it out of my way for right now, but then the welding bench's got to get cleaned off, and still got to clean off the iron worker and the bandsaw, but yeah, I can see the floor again. Yay! Well, I hope you enjoyed the cleanup, the time lapse of that, and the conversation of all the details of the shop. And the giveaway is this. It is a Lufkin 25-foot tape measure, but it reads in fraction and inch. Now, I buy these things by the case. I love them. They're absolutely awesome. And I'm going to send this free to one of my subscribers. The only thing is you have to be a subscriber, and you have to guess the poundage of my steel delivery coming on Tuesday in the comments below. And the job that I am doing, I have shared pictures of it on Facebook and Instagram and on the community tab of the completed part. The job is for 3 parts, and it goes with the job I did on the pattern torch a while back, the very first pattern torch job with that star-shaped piece. So it's a big assembly that gets all built up and put together into this one part. So the material coming is the material for 3 of these parts. So if you can guess the poundage of the steel delivery and be the closest without going over on poundage, I will send this to you free. I will not comment or anything asking for any details from you. If you're the winner, I will reach out to you personally, or I will comment specifically that you are the winner and try to get a hold of you somehow that way, but or you can email me directly, but don't be falling for these scams. We've had a scam in the past on one of our giveaways, and just it's ridiculous. It's sad. These scammers, I wish they'd just all die. It's bad. It's not good for anybody. So get your guess in on the weight. I will cut the contest off Monday evening, and then Tuesday evening, I believe, after the steel truck comes, after the steel truck comes and I get a short video made and edited up, I will announce the winner, and then we'll go from there. So I hope you enjoyed it. Curtis, again, I hope you understood it was a joke, and until next time, get out in your shop, clean up the pigsty, because that was a big job for me, and get it done right the first time.